Hey y'all, so today I'm building the Polaroid, the long awaited Polaroid. I'm very excited. Let's get into it. We're going to be talking about 2025 movies to look forward to, specifically the ones that I'm really excited about, but it also keeps you on your toes to look for throughout the year. So let's go right into it. So first off, I just wanted to know I'm not a horror girly. Never been a horror girly. It's just not my cup of tea. But I will go see a horror film to support, even if I might be shaking in my boots afterwards. But I do have limitations though, because if I think I'm gonna be all like terrified at the end of the day, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll choose to watch it at home. One thing I will decide to do is, not terrorize myself in the theater. So that's just a choice I decide to make. But Sinners, the new Michael B. Jordan movie, um, I think it's going to be really great, especially with director Ryan Coogler. I love a vampire series, vampire movie series, or a TV series, whether or. And I love that it's like, black focus, and it seems like it's a deeper storyline, which I think is very important, especially, like we don't get to see those for, black people. So it's definitely something to go make sure you go and support. Especially if you are black like me, we gotta rep our movies so we get more of them out there. But I really love it. Our girl Haley's in it as well. She looked good. And so I'm just really excited to dig deep in. Kind of gives me a vibe of like Lovecraft Country in a sense, where it's like you have like this fantasy storyline, but it has a deeper, message, which I think is really cool. Also, speaking of supporting Black films, don't forget that One of Them Days is out with SZA, Kiki Palmer, produced by Issa Rae. I watched it in January and it was a solid watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some people had mixed reviews about it, but you can't really, combat that when you end up being the number one movie. So I would say check it out. It's a good time. It's something that I needed. I needed that laugh and that goofiness, and it's not meant to be taken seriously. So, like I said, go have a time, get some popcorn. Moving on into Now You See Me 3. So I love a good thriller, a good mystery, a good action, and I am very much in the Now You See Me 3. I guess at this point trilogy, but I would just say franchise. I don't know if it's enough to be a franchise at this point. I would say yes, but you know, um, I one fell in love with the first movie just because like it's just so fun and it's just so smart and it's so detailed. And then the second one came along and now there's a third one. And now I will say it did feel like the third one took a while to come through. But I'm not gonna complain. Isla Fisher's back, the team is back. So I'm very excited to see what they do. I didn't even look into the synopsis. I think I want to come in like kind of blank just to understand and just have a time. I feel like it's going to be a really fun movie to see in theaters. I never saw the first two in theaters, so I know I'm going to have a ball. Speaking of franchises, I'm gonna actually go see the Jurassic World new movie. I have no other information to give you about that, but I will say I'm excited. No, I have not watched a Jurassic World movie in a minute because this one is it's one of those franchises where I was like, no, like keep it to the originals, and so I never went to go see the ones that have come out within the last few years. But then of course Jonathan Bailey's there. And you got to support Jonathan Bailey, so I'm very excited to go see that. Will be fun in theaters. I wish I could watch the original in theaters. Maybe I'll look out for that if they decide to do like a fun little release watch or whatever via AMC. Some other ones coming out as far as action goes. Wake Up Dead Man, the Knives Out mystery. Yeah, I will be present for that 100%. I was late to the Knives Out party. I'm not even gonna hold you, but the latest one, I cannot remember the official name. I think it's Glass Onion. That one was fire. Glass Onion was a really fun time, and so I want them to just like continue making Knives Out movies because it's just a solid time all the time for sure, for sure. I'm really excited about Zootopia 2 as well. This was one I did not think would happen, but for some reason it is, and I'm not even gonna complain. They're even making like a Zootopia Land too, in like Disney World and stuff. So I'm not even thank you, much appreciated because I love Zootopia. It's one of my favorite Disney movies all time. Speaking of Disney, we also have Snow White. A little shaky. I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to princess action, live action films, especially this one. They just used a lot more CGI than I think they should have used, and then I think that was needed. It makes the movie look a little wonky. But Rachel's in there, our girl Rachel Zegler, so I think if anything does happen, her capabilities will be the biggest thing that saves it, to be quite honest. But I will still be in theaters. I got my AMC A-list membership, so I get those free movies throughout the month. I never use them, so I'm definitely giving AMC money, but I get that money back for sure. Not a sponsor, but AMC, if you ever want to, I'm here. But we're focusing on Lego first, of course. And then another one, not a big superhero girl, but the Superman movie's coming out and it looks really good. No, I've not watched any Superman related film in the past few years. They just looked really dark and it was just not interesting to me. So I left it alone. But this new trailer is looking real good. This is my lane, like very Smallville. So I will definitely be in theaters for this, and I think it's actually going to be a really fun time. And yeah, I think it provides potential for DC to make a big, jump, because it fell off for a bit, but I think it has a potential. Also, they're coming out with a Megan 2. It's titled like Megan 2.0. What a wild time that first movie was, but it's one of those movies that's like so strange that it's entertaining to watch. It's more so funny than anything. I don't think they're intentionally making these to be scary because they weren't scary. Those are some of the movies that are coming out in 2025 that caught my attention. I'd love to know what movies I didn't mention that you have your eye on, but then also the movies that I mentioned that you're equally excited about. I'm wrapping up this Polaroid here. Fun fact, I actually did have to open it back up and like redo some parts because I messed up. How did I know? Because the actual film was not shooting out when I pressed the button. But that's just the life of a Lego girly, right? Let me know which set you think I should do next. I already have some ideas up there. But other than that, have a great day.